Hello everyone, Kenny McKeithen here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the crop tool inside Lightroom. We are looking at Lightroom 5, however this could apply just as easily to Lightroom 2, 3, or 4 because the crop tool has not significantly changed among those versions. The image that we're looking at was captured along the South Carolina coast, very near my home, Charleston, South Carolina. And you can see that I've included just a little bit too much of the shoreline here. Got some mud flats, the fallen tree debris, things like that, all causing a distraction along the right side here. So I'm going to use the crop tool to try to clean that up just a little bit. So we're in the Develop module, and I'm going to click on the crop overlay here. The first thing I want to call your attention to is right here, the aspect ratio picker. When this says either original or as shot, the aspect ratio that we're cropping within is whatever your camera puts out. Most digital SLRs, that's going to be a 2 to 3 aspect ratio. Different cameras are going to put out different aspect ratios. If this padlock is locked, that means that as we crop, by dragging in the cropping handles or in the corners here or on the sides, Lightroom will crop and maintain that aspect ratio. If we unlock that padlock, then Lightroom reverts to more of a free crop mode where I can crop to any aspect that I like just by dropping that box wherever I like it. The other thing I want you to see here is this little reset button. And what that does is reset the effect of the crop tool itself without changing any of the other develop options you may have applied to an image, as opposed to the big reset button here that will reset everything on the image. So if I click reset, everything else stays the same, but I start over again with my crop tool. This particular image, I want to crop maintaining that 2:3 aspect ratio, so as long as this says original and the padlock is locked, I'm just going to drag this upper corner handle in. I could use any of them. I just want to use the upper right-hand corner, and I'm going to drag it in until I eliminate that extra shoreline. I put it right on the edge right there, and that's what I want. Now, that's as simple as it gets for the cropping tool. I could click done and go on to something else at this point. However, there are a couple of other things I'd like to make you aware of. The first thing you may have noticed, this horizon line isn't exactly level, one of my pet peeves. And so to level that horizon, we're just going to take the mouse and hover right outside any of the cropping handles. And you'll see that the cursor has turned into this kind of double-headed arrow. I'm going to click and drag just straight up and down, and you'll see that the image is rotating within that crop box. You'll also see that the grid overlay has turned into a rather tight grid to help me give me some vertical lines and horizontal lines to try to level up things with. You'll also notice that this horizon in this case does not fall anywhere near one of those lines. That's not a problem. I can come out here and click and drag the image down just a little bit and then try to rotate again in there that horizon a little closer to that line, and so that helps me get that level horizon. So you can see the image is rotated just a little bit, but the horizon is now level. The other thing about this image that I'd like to change is that this horizon line is just a little bit too close to the image center line for me. I would like to bring it down just a little bit. So anywhere here in the crop area, I'm going to click and drag. I'm going to pull it down in this case until I'll put that horizon line, and you can see the crop overlay has reverted back to its standard rule of thirds grid. So I'm going to put that horizon line right on the rule of thirds. At this point, I just check the corners of the image, the edges, to make sure I've included everything that I want. I've excluded the things that I don't want. And if that's the case, all I have to do is click on Done. And Lightroom will go ahead and apply the crop. The beauty of working in Lightroom is that at some point in the future, if I decide that I want to come back in here and redo that crop, or maybe I don't like what I did the first time. All I have to do is come back in and click on the crop overlay again, and you'll notice that Lightroom basically picks up right where we left off. All this extra image area out here has not been discarded. It's still there. And as such, I can come back in and redo the crop, redo the alignment if I want, whatever I need to do. It basically, as I said, picks up right where it left off. If I look at the corners, look at the edges, make sure that everything is in there the way that I want it, click on Done, and it will commit the crop. Check out my website for more classes and workshops, kennymphoto.com. Keep an eye here on my YouTube channel for additional videos, and thank you so much for watching.